Hello, YouTube family. This is 𝐬𝐮𝐬 with Tax Deed and Overage Education, also known as the Wealth Redeemer. And today I want to talk about something that I believe is very important because a lot of times when we're doing investments, there's sometimes a money gap. But today I'm going to talk about business credit and hidden government money, which I think is two wealth hacks combined that a lot of people don't talk about. For those that are new to my channel, I talk about excess proceeds and tax deeds. But most importantly, what I want you guys to know is that I've been investing in real estate for 20 years. And one of the things that I know that has helped me in the past is business credit. And most people think building wealth means you need cash, perfect credit, or a big investor behind you. But none of those things are true. But this is why I want to talk about business credit, because what I've learned after years in real estate and excess proceeds, the real leverage is knowing how to access resources most people don't even know exist. That's why business credit matters. And business credit gives entrepreneurs access to funding, credit lines, and capital under your business name and not just under your personal name. And let me tell you guys, what I'm about to show you, you might want to put down all the distractions, because when I tell you it's taken me years to find out some of this stuff, and I'm going to give you some hacks because everybody will teach you and tell you about business credit, but they really won't get into the nitty gritty. And I'm going to kind of give you some stuff where you can build your business credit on your own. As you guys can see, if you sign up for the Prime, which I think it's a really good, I'll tell you about that. And I do not have an affiliate with these people, but for those that are wanting I don't want to say a cheap way, but um, yeah, I guess a cheaper way to build your business credit, I'm going to walk you through all of this because I learned some valuable information, which I wish somebody would have told me about this. Even though I've signed up for NAF years ago, they've gotten better. And now in my world, I teach people how to uncover hidden funds, right? Through tax deeds and excess proceeds that, money's already sitting in the system. But think about this. My excess proceeds teach you how to find money that's overlooked. Business credit is going to teach you how to access money strategically. Both are about one thing: learning how money moves behind the scenes. So most people are working harder because they don't know these systems exist. But when you understand public records, funding systems, credit leverage, and hidden opportunities, you stop chasing money and you start positioning yourself around it. And so I'm going to get right into it, and I'm going to show you how you can build your business credit along with building the opportunity of helping other people find money that is already owed to you. Owed to them. So this is my profile, you guys. As you guys know, I'm pretty transparent. I set up my Prime, you guys. So this Prime, they make you connect all of these things. So like if you don't have a Dun & Bradstreet, you should set up Dun & Bradstreet. You can do it for free. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, don't fall for the okie doke when Dun & Bradstreet people start calling you. I really, really like NAV because it goes over everything you need. And if you have any questions, you can always schedule an appointment. Now, the good thing about Prime is if you sign up for Prime under NAV, it's going to automatically give you a business credit line. Isn't that great? And then also too, down here, it helps you find vendors for your business. So you could establish business trade lines where people are always telling you, okay, go here, go there. And let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I could click here and it says find vendors. I just feel like it's a source, it's resources all in one, so you don't have to go through a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I feel like this is by far, because everybody uses Amazon, and this is really easy. So now you could have, NAV as one business trade line, and then you could sign up for Amazon under your business, and now you could have two business trade lines. That in itself is, gravy, because a lot of times people don't even know how to establish business credit. You need business trade lines, and I just gave you two. And so you could go through this. I feel like Uline is just really not all that great. I haven't tried any of these other ones. But I do have Amazon underneath my business, and I also do have NAV as my business trade line. But they always say that you need about 2 or 3 vendors. So I'm just going to go back to the credit health, and I'm going to kind of go over everything with you guys. Now, I'm being completely transparent, y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all about my business. As you guys can see, my personal is pretty good. I'm in the 800s, but my business, y'all, is a little bit it's a little bit sketchy because I've had this business for years. Well, not years. Let me just say exact years. I've had this business for 15 years, and one of the things I teach people, if you're going to start an LLC or any corporation, I always say go broad, don't do it specific. A lot of people ask me, okay, well, what should I name my corporation if they want to go into excess proceeds? And I say make it vague as possible. I don't know if you could see up here. I'm going to go back to home to see if you can see my company. Yeah, you guys see right here, it says Masterminds LLC. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've had this business for 14 years, and I've done several different businesses under Masterminds LLC. I've switched it. I've done so many different things. And I say that all to say to bring you to like why my business delinquency score is down. And for those that don't know, the highest business credit score you can have, I believe, is like 90. So it's not like, your personal up here is, 800. But anyway, Equifax has started to get into the game of business, but most banks still use Dun and Bradstreet, and a lot of business credit cards are using Experian. But I wanted to tell you guys about Equifax. And why mine is down and why my business credit really isn't that high is because probably like 10 years ago, I owned a car lot. And so I used Masterminds as my LLC. And then when I dissolved it, they never completed the UCC filing, which is a whole nother story. And so I say that all to say that I've used my corporation for several different businesses. And in the state of California, every 2 years, you have to update it. So like for me, for example, I no longer did the car lot. So then I switched it to what I was doing at that time, which I think was, credit consulting. And so every year you can update it. I just tell people don't be specific about your corporation, just FYI. So this is kind of like my personal credit health. What I really love about NAV is it will, let's see if it tells you credit cards. Oh, it's only telling you personal. Now, what I wanted to tell you guys, what I learned about this is, let me see if it shows you. This SBS score is basically the score you need that blends your business and personal. So for all you guys that are hearing that, oh, you could do this without your personal, it's a damn lie, y'all, because I've been trying to figure this out for years. Now, the only way you can do your business independent of a grantor, which is yourself or someone else, is if you are generating over $1 million and it's a C Corp. So a lot of times people will say, oh, you can get this money, you could get this without using your personal credit. It's a damn lie. The difference, I think what people don't teach you or say is that you can get business credit cards, you could get business lines in your business name, and it doesn't affect your credit. But this right here, you guys, where it says blended, this is the secret sauce that I think a lot of people miss in regards to why they may get denied or, they just, you won't get anything for your business is this blended score. And I don't think a lot of people teach enough about this because the blended score, this score right here is what's going to determine if you're going to get money or not. And that is combining your personal credit with your business credit. And so this is mine, you guys. It's called an SBSS score. I think this was the missing link for years for me of figuring out why was I not getting business credit. Like it was because I couldn't figure out how the scores could combine, basically. So now I'm going to go over here to the marketplace, which I really, really like. And this is once again for those that are wanting to get business lines of credit, or for like me, I'm still waiting on checks, right? So, my bills come every 30 days, and these checks, even though I'm, literally waiting for six figures, I still got bills every month. So I personally, if I do run out of cash, I always tell people, you want to ask for money when you don't need it, right? So what I really love about these is that you can go right here where it says 0%. And these are all the credit cards that are available to me in my business credit, by the way, you guys, not my personal. This is my business credit. And so you guys see where it says exit eligibility. Basically, they're going off my personal credit and they're going off my business credit. And this is what is available for me. And then also, too, you could click here and it tells you if you have funding readiness. And so I'm saying this all to say that you don't really have to pay these consultants and all these people all this money. But what I would say is, if you do decide to pay someone to get you funding or readiness, it would be for how to submit your applications. Now, there are some intricate details depending about how much money you want. So I would basically tell you, if you are looking for 10 to 30,000, you could pretty much do it yourself. There are some different things that you would need to put on there. Like, you can't say that your business is making $0 because they're not going to give you anything. Um, so you definitely want to, you could probably chat GPT it. But if you're looking to get between 50 to 100,000, yes, get a consultant. But I feel like right here, that's when I talked to, I scheduled an appointment with the lady. She gave me some really good information of what I needed to do to clean up my corporation, by the way, because I told you guys I've had it for like since 2014. I keep saying 14 years. I don't even know the math on that. It's been over 10 years though. So she gave me some things I needed to clean up. So if you ever want to start building your business credit, like the basic way, not the quick way, but over time, I would suggest getting NAV Prime. So I'm going to go back to the loans, because everybody want loans now. Personally, me, I do not like to get loans. I like lines of credit, because what ends up happening with loans, oh, let's see if they have this, you guys. Wait, hold on. I'm actually like just talking while I'm doing this. Oh, okay. So they do have someone right here. Repayment frequency weekly. So I don't like getting personal loans, because they deposit all the money into your account and you have to use it whether you need it or not. I like business lines of credit because it's like the money's already available for you whenever you need it. So you apply for it once and it could just sit there, and you don't have to make payments like this says, weekly, as opposed to like, if you get a loan, you have to make either a weekly or monthly payment. Whereas with the line of credit, it could just sit there. And I usually use my lines of credit when I'm investing in tax deeds. I use other people's money. So if I get a $50,000 line of credit, I don't have to use it. I don't have to pay anything until an auction and until I pull that money. And it's a lot easier because you're paying $300 a month for 50,000. And I always teach people, if you're going to do tax deeds, already have a buyer in place before you go out there buying stuff, unless you're planning on keeping it yourself. So I like this because it gives you an idea of what you are capable of getting. And for those that don't have business credit, I'm going to go right here. Oh, fund. Well, this isn't beta, but they do. I just saw it. Dang it. Hold on. I lost track of mine. Where was it? Was it right here where it says credit readiness? Oh, see right here, see funding readiness. You could click on that, and it'll tell you kind of like some of the things you may want to do before you start going to apply for loans and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the two most important things you should do is start with the vendor credit. Now, like I said, if you're trying to get 50 to 100,000, you definitely need more trade lines for your business. So I feel like that's when you need a consultant, and I will put my consultant advisor in the description for those that are wanting to talk to the person. But here it also gives you the different business tools that you need to walk you through. I mean, in today's climate, I feel like um, you can basically be able to set up the foundation part of business credit. For those that don't know, I wrote a book on it. I used to do business credit, but I literally just taught you the foundational parts of building your business credit. But right here it gives you all the tools now that you need, so you don't have to figure it out. And I always highly suggest you guys to always, especially, well, I shouldn't say the business that I'm in, but yeah, I always have business insurance, because you never know what's going to happen, especially when you're doing investments. So that's one thing that I don't talk about a lot, but I think everybody should have business insurance, if you're especially if you're doing investments, because you just never know what can happen. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. I just want you guys to know that you don't have to work hard. You have to just work smart. And it's not just about how to make money. It's about how to see the opportunities other people miss. Because remember, wealth doesn't always come from doing what everybody else is doing. Sometimes wealth grows where nobody is looking. And so a lot of people don't talk about NAV, but I think it's a really good resource to get started on the foundational principles of building business credit. As you guys can see, I'll go back to my credit health. My scores have actually went up since I started. I wish I should have took a screenshot, but this score was it was like a 60, and now it's an 80, because I actually have more positive trait lines, which is this nav to navigate it. So in Equifax, I'm really not worried about it, because Equifax is, I feel like they're like the new baby to the business. But Dun and Bradstreet and Experian are really good. I don't even know why I don't have a score for Experian. I really should have one. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys you know, the basics on how to build business credit, especially if you're in this business and you're wanting to learn different strategies, not only how to um, buy money for other people, but also have access to money in a strategic way. This is one of the ways that you can build your foundation. Just really quick, I'm going to look in here and see if my trait lines. So it shows all my little trait lines that I have. See, that's why I don't understand why I don't have a score for Experian. Let's just see the report. See, this is the reason why my score is low, because I have public filings. But yeah. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to kind of give you 2 cents on NAV Prime and why it's important to have this, especially if you're building your business credit. But most importantly, I want you guys to understand that this blended score makes all the world of a difference. Let me see if it explains it. Says, nice job. Your FICO business score is excellent. Review which key factors you keep your score healthy. So this like literally goes over everything that you need, you guys. I wanted to keep this video short, but this is how it says, how can I improve my approval odds? It says, review the following areas to focus on help to boost your FICO SBSS score. To increase your chances of approval. If y'all don't get anything else, that is the number one thing. And it's not just for SBA. It's pretty much for all loans, especially if you're trying to get over $50,000. So that's my 2 cents. I hope this helped, and happy investing, guys.